Hope you're doing well. This is Dave Broadworth. I'm with Century 21 Metro Brokers here in Fenton, Michigan. And I was going to discuss with you today the housing market for May of 2019. So let's get started. And what I'm going to start with right now is the number of sales. What we have here is the historic count of sales by month. And it's really interesting because 2018, we didn't have a lot of inventory on the market, and it was a little slow. So what's going on right now? If we look at May down here for 2019, in the 48430 zip code, there were 67 houses that sold. And when I say sold, it's they actually closed at the closing table. 2018 was a very low month. Back then, 59 houses. 2017 was 61, and way back in 2016 was 73. Now, 2016 was a really strong year. We were still coming out of the crash, in the the sales market took off the second quarter of 2014. And then at 2016, after that, it started slowing down a little bit, as you can see here through May. And even, back in April, although we did have a bump for the month of April, in 2018, we had a pretty strong winter and spring. However, we're really coming on strong here. We're a little bit slow in January, February of 2019, but we have come back here strong in March, April, and May. So one of the next things I want to look at to determine the market itself is you look at the number of months of inventory on the market. And basically what you're looking at is how many active sales there are as opposed to how many sales that have closed, and how much inventory is there if no other houses went on the market. A normal market is considered 6 months. A seller's market is anything less than 6 months, and then a buyer's market is anything inventory more than 6 months on the market. So if you look back all the way to 2017, right down through here, most of the year, in fact, all except for the month of September, we had less than 2 months of inventory. And that kept going really until June of 2018 last year. But then we held strong pretty much at over 2 months of inventory. In fact, we had in September, we had over 3. In November, we had over 4. Came back down normal. March was a little bit low. Probably with the weather, we didn't have a lot of houses coming on the market. And so then we've stayed at 2. Now, the economists have been saying we were going to start heading towards a buyer's market. And they were looking at a little bit of recession, and then things changed around during this year. Interest rates had started slowing down the market because they're rising up. Well, because there's really no inflation in the market, the market's strong, the Fed has lowered the interest rates back down again. So we went from in the 5s earlier in the year. We're back down to about 4 right now, which is a great time to be buying a house because those interest rates are excellent. All right. So last thing we're going to look at today as far as data goes is the pricing. And that's what everybody's most interested in. Whether you're buying a home or you're selling a home, what are you going to pay or what are you going to get? What we're looking at here is the sales price median, meaning half the homes sold above this amount and half the homes sold below this amount. So here's where we're at in 2019. Started off pretty strong in January with a median of 255,000. And then that was just kind of a fluke if you look at it, because then we're at 237 in February, 230,000 in March, 235 in April, and 220 in May. So, a little bit in here. The market's always going to fluctuate depending on the houses that are selling at that time. Did we have a lot of lake houses selling, at that time that bumped the median up? It's, with what we have here in the Fenton area, sometimes it's hard to tell, but we're at 235,000 on the median price of the homes. But if you notice, it's been going up every year. Look at back in 2015. The median in April was 161,000. The median in May of 2015 was 187,000. Look at where we're at now. You want to get a real sticker shot. This first year back here in 2009, the median house was 118,000. We're up $100,000 on a median in 10 years, almost doubling prices of houses in 10 years. If you
So
want to get more information on the housing market in Fenton or anywhere else in Michigan, give me a call. I'd be glad to help you out. Thinking about moving, give me a call. I'd like to discuss that with you. In fact, if you're even moving out of state or you're in another state moving to Michigan, give me a call, because if it's not in my local area, I'm associated with a lot of realtors around the country, not just Century 21 realtors, that are the best in the nation, and we can get you a house at a great price. Enjoy your day.